In high school, I became an atheist, because I didn't believe in myself due to my teenage angst. But I didn't keep it a secret. Okay, so I know that sometimes secrets cannot be shared. Sometimes you can share certain aspects of yourself or of your psyche. But I feel like that's like the past construct. That's the past way of consciousness flow. Okay, so there's something significant, not necessarily about secrets being revealed, but more specifically about more layers of the other world, so to say, being revealed. More, what I'm also feeling? It's kind of like the subconscious and the conscious merging, Tirnanog and this world merging. Heaven and earth merging, that kind of energy, and everything is flowing according to your deepest heart. Maybe that's where the secrecy comes in as well, secrecy. But like everything is flowing according to your heart's desire. Okay, and since love has been coming up a lot, obviously it has a lot to do with love. Why wouldn't it? Right? That's like literally even what every religion is about, right? So, I feel like also maybe the secret atheism or whatever could be like, it's kind of like that, like the apostle that like used to hunt Christians or something, or like, and then he became like the like best follower of Jesus or some shit. Like it's kind of giving that energy, like maybe even not believing in love, and then all of a sudden like what, So let's see what's happening. Either way, there's a lot of like mergence happening. There's a lot of like mixture happening. I feel like it's kind of like this is interesting. You know how like when you make something like a soup or like you add more and more and more ingredients. But I feel like this this like soup of life that you're creating, like you've been adding ingredients and adding and adding and adding, and I'm not necessarily like, I'm not saying it like you shouldn't have. I'm just saying you've been adding, and like the way that it's happening, Seven of Hearts, the way that it's happening is, I don't know, it's kind of like when certain ingredients reacted, it turned like they either merged or it turned into something differently, or like shit like that started happening. And so what I'm feeling, like this mergence that I'm feeling of like the whole soup or whatever, this love, this like is, it's almost like all of the ingredients became more simple. It just became like I don't know, like I'm seeing like when you like throw milk into with when you mix milk with like lemon, like it separates the cheese from the liquid, right? It's kind of like that, okay? Not necessarily specifically that, but like that's the metaphor I'm trying to convey to you. I don't know. It's some kind of like space agey food or something, but like it is with a spiritual vibe. I hope you're getting it though. You understand what I'm saying? It's becoming much more simple, but within the simplicity, it's kind of like love from chaos, right? Or simplicity from chaos. We're already 5 minutes in. As it became more simple, it became more like I'm wanting to say palatable, or it's becoming more palatable, but it's also becoming more diverse. Like you taste more or something like that. There's like loop-de-loop kind of energy. So the seven of hearts, I feel like that is the ingredients that you were consistently throwing into your soup of life, right? Into your creation, like your flow of life, let's say. And I feel like I have mentioned before that you found the perfect mixture, but I feel like maybe certain aspects like didn't fit well in regards to. I'm seeing the moon here as well, like you wanted to have like certain limitations or certain darkness in order to have a certain level of contrast, and maybe you had trouble like reconciling that aspect with your like wholeness, okay? Now the thing is with this mergence, it is the mergence of your light and your dark obviously as well, since that's the only way anything else can happen, I guess. You know, there has to be that like synergy, you know, with you and whatever, with what, you know. But since that's happened, like it's kind of like you finally made the darkness in a good way. It's kind of like instead of it's kind of like how can I put it? You know, like I'm getting it like instead of cheating, for instance, in a relationship, you become like a dominant, submissive kind of like energy. I don't know, something like that. You understand what I'm saying? That the power dynamic at sometimes is so like what the fuck that it kind of takes out the equation of the actually bad thing. You understand what I'm saying? Because like BDSM shit can seem bad, but you understand what I'm trying to say? So that's very interesting. Like, and interesting, it's like the more like solitude there is, or the simpler it becomes, the more like union there is, like just the two of us. Like the more again taste there get, like the more diverse it becomes. Interestingly enough, it's like the opposite of a marriage losing its spark, or the opposite of, you understand, the simpler it becomes. Very interesting. So like the way it's making me feel is so like a new way to love, a new way to perceive, a new way to merge with life, you know. I'm still not really sure what the message is here. We have the Seven of Spades, we have the Joker. You are the Joker though, right? And I feel like the Joker is also like that, like darkness aspect almost. The Joker is the fool, it means new beginnings, but it gives that like darkness aspect, that like trickster energy that you managed to channel, let's say. Because you know, actually traditionally the trickster was never evil. Like the whole point of the trickster, like some would even call it the curse of a trickster, was they would always want to create mischief and destruction out of, not necessarily, but like sometimes out of a desire for just evil, but it will always turn out for the betterment of the whole, you know. So either way, it doesn't really matter, right? But like you're channeling, or you channel this energy in a very, this Jack of Spades is like in a very smart, in a very decisive, very, like elegant and graceful way even, okay? That Seven of Hearts is giving me not just like options, but like confusion, right? And like chaos almost, and like obstacles, and like fucking alchemy, like, but like how do I like this into, and like, you know, like tripping and then like stumbling, but like you do it very gracefully, or you did manage to do it very gracefully, or you're managing to do it very gracefully now. And the Seven of Clubs. So we have seven and we end with a seven. That's cool. Seven, seven. That's always like. And we have the Queen of Diamonds and the Queen of Hearts. Like these are the two sphinxes, you know, the two sphinxes that guard the obelisk. The Yeah, the Nine of Hearts, the Ten of Hearts, the Six of Diamonds. That's all I need to hear. I just heard that. That's all I need to hear. The two sphinxes. So, falling in reverse is also that like Seven of Wands energy. Like you have that like higher vantage point, that higher perspective. When you thought you felt, took a trip to the hood just to say that I could make it out, it was never a decline, and it never is, because it's an energy thing. There's some kind of expansion that happens. Like the simpler it becomes, the more open it becomes, even the more space there is for discovery. So what's the actual message here? I think you should know that, like, you're channeling, like maybe a big lesson was, like, you thought you were dealing, like, you were always the trickster spirit. At least, like, if you still have this duality consciousness, your darkness was the trickster spirit, right? But maybe you thought you had to fight it or blah blah blah, but you simply channeling it correctly is actually doing the job, is actually doing the trick. Okay. So yeah, there was a lot of, like, I very clearly felt emergence energy happening. Like I saw two very distinct realities merging together. So that's what's happening here, okay? Yeah, the five of spades. It's kind of like the dream world and the waking world merging. Five of swords, five of spades, seven of spades, and the 10 of clubs. It's kind of like, hey, do you need help? Do you need me to help you with that burden? Like, no, it's not allowed. What do you mean? What do you mean help isn't allowed? Anyway, Ace of swords. Unless it's your burden to carry on against. But like we're done with that energy. So I feel like that, like the like two very distinct realities are merging. Okay, and sometimes it can be conveyed as boredom, as deception, as a descent, a taking away, but you also have felt like the very high of it, 7-7. You felt the very highs and the very lows of the mergence. And the mergence is, so to say, complete, okay? Especially with this emergence of your perfectly channeled trickster self, okay? Because your trickster was always there to kind of help empower you, like tricking you out of your own weaknesses, you know. Like if you were very afraid of like deception or betrayal, you would always be deceived and betrayed. It's kind of like until it stopped hurting kind of energy. Okay, thank you so much, guys. That was your virgin. Thank you for looking and subscribing. I'll see you again for now on and on. Yeah. If you're interested in a reading, in a session, everything's in the description box down below. If you're interested in beautiful crystal bracelets and crystal stones, the link is in the description box down below as well. And yes, I'ma see ya.